Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Maddie's Rap with author Matt D. Talford. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Now, as someone who enjoys reading and interpreting astrological natal charts, one of the questions I receive a lot is, Matt, can my birth chart tell me exactly what I came here to do? What is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing with my life? The answer to that is yes, but sorta no. Here's what I mean. Everyone's natal chart everyone's purpose in life is unique to them. So your astrological natal chart is only designed to serve as a personal guide. And the same goes for your personal numerology. What's my life path number? What's the meaning of my birthday number? Different personal numerological numbers that help guide you into identifying who you are, better understanding yourself, and better understanding what your purpose is. So whether you're looking at a natal chart or a personal numerology reading, those readings or those numbers or those indicators serve as a personal guide. With your natal chart, you have 6 personal placements that help you to understand who you are and how you are wired. Those 6 personal placements are your sun, your moon, your rising sign, aka your ascendant, aka your first house, and then you have your Mercury, your Venus, and your Mars. Your sun is your core soul essence. This is who I am. Your moon is your emotional essence. This is how I experience emotion. This is the energy that I give off when I'm expressing something in the way of feelings. Your rising sign, aka your ascendant or your first house, is another way of identifying who you are. It is how you appear to the world. By some astrological accounts, your first house is equally important to your sun sign. They hold equal value. To me, I like to consider the first house to be a clarifier of the sun. For example, the person you're looking at on your screen is a Capricorn, but I'm a first house, I shouldn't say but, and I am a first house Libra, so I'm a Libra rising. What does that mean? That means I am a Libra flavored Capricorn. That's how I like to say it, okay? So, yes, that first house does hold a lot of importance, but I feel like the sun sign is your core soul essence. Your first house identifies, it helps to clarify the type of sun that you are, okay? Now, your Mercury is the planet that rules over communication and thought. So your Mercury sign is how you think, how you speak. Your Venus is how you express love and how you express value, the things that you value, the things that you love, the things that you value, how you might behave in relationships, okay? How you might behave in partnerships. All that is part of your Venus sign. And your Mars, last but not least, is how you express action. How you express your action. What is your action style? How do you express anger? When you're angry, that energy also comes from your Mars sign. How do you express anger? How do you express yourself? Had to whisper that for any kids that might be watching, okay? That is also your Mars energy. So those are the 6 placements that make up your persona, okay? But then you have the rest of your natal chart is what I like to call your destiny, aka purpose. Now, again, your natal chart is only designed to serve as a guide. Why is that, Matt? Why does my birth chart, why does my natal chart, why does my astrological placements at the time of my birth not tell me exactly what I came here to do? Well, the answer is simple. It's a universal secret, okay? Those things are unique to you, the person. And I think that's done. I think that is a divine doing. I think that's something, I think that's let me say this simply. I think that's the way God designed it. Why would that be, Matt? Very simple. If someone could look up your natal chart and identify exactly what you came to this earth to do, well, if there's someone who doesn't like you, an enemy, let's just say it like that. If they're an enemy, if they know exactly what you came to this earth to do, they could easily put things in place to stop it. So, I think that is the reason why your birth chart does not tell you exactly what you came here to do. What it will do is it will guide you into the right direction. And in most cases, a lot of us are doing those things without even being aware of what is in our birth charts, okay, or what is in our natal charts. So it, in essence, clarifies or helps you to understand what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And a lot of times it just lets you know that, hey, I'm on the right path. Now, sometimes we're not exactly on the right path, but understanding that can help us. Here's a case in point. I looked at a natal chart for a friend of mine who is, I won't name that person, but this friend happens to be a physician. Okay? When I looked at their natal chart, and there are 3 placements that I like to look at for, or that help me identify what a person's purpose is or what they're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. And those placements are the North Node, the Pluto placement, and the 10th house placement, okay? The 10th house, aka the midheaven. Let me walk it backwards. The 10th house is the house of career. So whatever sign or signs, sometimes people have 2 signs in their 10th house. What does that mean? That just simply means that one sign is on the cusp and then another sign is completely intercepted in that house. So sometimes you have 2 signs in one house, depending on which house system you're looking at. The one I'm referring to is the general one that everybody looks at. It's called the placidus. Now, so it's your midheaven. Your 10th house tells you what? This is the type of work I'm going to do, or this is the energy that's going to go into my work. This is the energy that goes into what I'm doing or what my career undertaking is. That's your 10th house. Your Pluto tells you what the energy is that you are going to be using to change or improve upon something that is ancestral, something that is ancestral, something that is generational. Your Pluto, what did you come here to improve upon that perhaps was started by maybe someone else in your ancestral lineage? That's your Pluto placement. And then you have your North Node. Your North Node is what I like to call the destiny point. What direction am I supposed to be going in this lifetime? Your South Node tells you the energy, the skill, the things that you brought forward into this lifetime, what things that you have mastered in other lifetimes. Sitting opposite that is the North Node. This is what you came here to master. Now, I did another video talking about the importance of the South Node because a lot of astrology teachers and a lot of astrological coaches teach that you should be moving away from your South Node. I say that's partially true. You don't want to live in that energy, but at the same time, you brought those skill sets forward to help you power what it is that you're supposed to be doing on the opposite side. So let's say, for example, you are a North Node in Sagittarius and a South Node, which if you're a North Node in Sagittarius, that means your South Node is in Gemini. You're not supposed to be completely abandoning the Gemini energy. You're supposed to use the Gemini energy to power the Sagittarius North Node. And you guys can go, I'll put a link in the description box that goes into deeper detail about how that works. Okay, so those are the 3 destiny or purpose placements in your chart. Your midheaven, aka your 10th house, your North Node, and your Pluto. Pluto, what did I come here to improve upon? 10th house, what type of energy is going to go into my career work? And then your North Node, what is my sole purpose? Now, there's some other things that you need to look at with the Pluto and the North Node, and that is what house, okay? The sign tells you the energy, the house tells you the area of focus. So, let me get back on the road here and tell you again that knowledge of the energy that goes into those two placements. The 10th house is self-explanatory. The 10th house is the house of your career work. Okay, your life work, your career work. That is the energy that goes into that. So the 10th house is already taken care of. You know what house it is. That's the area of career, the 10th house. And then the sign there is the energy that appears in your career work. So, and a lot of times you're going to do that without even knowing it or without even thinking about it. I'm going to come back to the example of my friend who's a physician. I realized I got away from that. So in this particular person's chart, in this particular person's career, they are a physician. But when I looked at that person's chart, I noticed that their north node was not in the type of energy that suggests a career in medicine or in healthcare. So that person's north node was actually in Pisces, and I don't have the chart right in front of me, so I don't remember the house, but I do remember that it was in Pisces and that it was not in the 6th house. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo, and that is where we see a lot of healthcare career type personalities. They have a lot of Virgo energy in their chart because Virgo is the sign that deals with health, wellness, that sort of thing. So this person's north node was not in Virgo, and it was not in the 6th house. The north node was in Pisces. So when I saw that, I immediately picked up the phone and called that friend and said, okay, so you're in a career as a doctor, and you love your patients, right? But you didn't want to be a doctor growing up, did you? That person said, no, I didn't. They actually was almost brought to tears. They said, how did you know that? I said, it's right here in your birth chart. You wanted to do something else, but for some reason, you ended up taking the path of going to medical school and becoming a practicing physician. Why is that? That person said to me, I did it because that is what my father wanted me to do. And I told that person, I said, it's not too late to change careers. So I think that this knowledge was brought to you for a reason. I didn't know I was going to see this when I looked at your birth chart. Maybe you need to consider what it is that you really want to do. And then I went into what Piscean energy looked like and what some of the things that people do that have north nodes in Pisces. And that was particular to the house that Pisces was in for that particular person. I don't remember again what it was. But to the long and short, as I get ready to wrap this video up, is that I did not know exactly what this person was supposed to be doing. I just knew that they weren't doing what they came here to do. So that told me that, that further explains that, or further illustrates that you cannot ascertain exactly what a person is supposed to be doing from looking at their birth chart. And again, I believe that is done on purpose. Nobody is supposed to know exactly what it is that you came here to do except for you. Now, so you might ask, well, how do I know exactly what I came here to do? By looking at my birth chart, or by having an astrologer or someone who interprets natal charts tell me what those 3 placements are at. Again, they're going to get you in the neighborhood. They may even get you on the street, but they're not going to know what house on that street. That's the best example I can give you. Only you're going to know that. How you're going to know is when that person puts you in the zone by explaining those 3 powerful and important purpose placements to you. It's going to ring a bell inside of you, and you're going to know exactly what it is that you really want to do. And all that's going to do is clarify and give you an aha moment. That's it. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. So, as I wrap this video up, I will leave a link to one of or a couple of basic astrology and numerology calculators, astrology natal chart calculator, because there's a whole lot of other things you can look at and by putting your birth time, your birth data into these astrology calculators. There's more stuff in there that I care about. I don't care about where these different asteroids are. I don't care to get down that granular with regards to what my purpose is or what I came here. Some of the stuff is not purpose. Some of it is just additional information that I really don't care to know in advance. I'd rather just encounter it when in the season that it's supposed to show up in my life. But I hope this video helps somebody. Again, I get that question a lot. Matt, can my birth chart tell me exactly what it is that I'm supposed to be doing? It'll help guide you down the path. The rest of it is already inside of you. So knowing your natal chart and knowing your Pluto, what sign and what house your Pluto's in, what sign and house your North Node is in, and what your 10th house is, knowing those things will help steer you in the right direction of what it is that you came here to do. What your birth chart is not going to give you is the courage to do it, okay? We are still free will beings. So even though you know what you're supposed to be doing, it's up to you to do it. Now, I'll give you one more example before I go. One of the questions I had as someone who reads and interprets natal charts was, what about twins? What about identical twins? What about people who were born to different sets of parents in the same hospital at the same, hour, at the same minute? Sometimes it's not down to the minute, but we know that the house sign changes every 2 hours. So as it makes its progressions every 2 hours. There's 12 houses in the zodiac and 24 hours in a Gregorian day, okay? So I believe the ancients only looked at time in terms of 12-hour days. I think that the 24-hour thing is something that is semi-modern, okay? But that's a story for another day. The house sign changes every 2 hours. So you can have two completely different people born to different sets of parents in the same hospital within 5 minutes of each other. Let's say that within 5 or a few minutes of each other, they're going to have pretty much identical signs and house placements. However, it doesn't mean that they came here to do the exact same thing. Identical twins are going to have identical birth charts. But guess what? What you notice with twins is they tend to do different things. They tend to take completely different paths. Why is that? It's because there is a soul song inside of you that is unique to you. And nobody will ever know that but you. But you and the Most High, of course. Okay? So I hope this information helps someone. It certainly has answered some questions I had. The biggest question I had was, well, why don't identical twins do the exact same thing? Why don't identical twins have the exact same soul purpose? Well, because they are different souls. Okay? So I hope this information helps somebody. I love what I do, and I love you guys. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and you like the variety of different things that the variety of different topics I cover on this channel, hit that subscribe button and slide that notification bell up to all. And I'm an award-winning author too. You're going to see links and thumbnails to the books I've published at the end of this video and in the description box below this video. So if you like me, you like what I do, you like what I drop, you like my narrative, check out some of what I've written. You'll understand why I've received awards from several different committees for 2 of the 3 books I've published to date. So I'll end this video like I end them all. Tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it. Love is a verb. It is a noun as well, but when we focus on the verb, the noun always takes care of itself. Peace, family.